Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to another video here on the Nobre Motorsport channel. Today we're going to talk about some things. Specifically, we're going to discuss the remap that I have in my car. It's been a little over a year since I've had the remap in my car, so today we're going to discuss my experiences. I think I must have been probably one of the people who have tested pigbacks the most on the same car. I tried different ones from various brands and finally got to the remap. It was actually a good thing because I was able to test a lot of pigbacks until I arrived at a remap. Therefore, I can give a good gauge from someone who has really tested a lot of things on the market to this day. The intention of the video is to talk about the remap, but I'm going to tell you some things about the pigbacks that I've tested. I've used the pigback on this Audi A3 here from Torque 1. I've tried it from CPA Shiptani. I've tried it from DigiPower. I've used it from JB4. I've tried Race Chip. There must be a few that I'm not recalling, that I'm forgetting, but what I remember is Torque 1, CPA chip tuning, D-Ship Power, JB4. There must be something else that I am forgetting, but we have used all these pigbacks on my car. I didn't have the opportunity to really test each one of them on the dynamometer, just one or two. You know, none of the pigbacks gave me any issues. Apart from one brand that I can't name, but the brands that I really liked were CPA, DigiPower, Torque 1, and JB4. These were the brands that I liked the most for quality and no issues. These are the brands that I recommend for those who don't want to do a remap, have a car under factory warranty, and want to keep their vehicle 100% original for maintenance. And if you need to revert to the original, you can easily do so without too much hassle. So for those whose car is still under factory warranty, pigback is really worth it. These brands that I mentioned in the second part are the ones that I really like and didn't give me any issues. Now I'm going to tell you about the remap. My car model is from 2016, so it's 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. The car has always had various pigbacks throughout its life. We used and swapped multiple pigbacks. We changed from one to another and tested them all. In 2021 to 2022, around that time, I decided to do a real remap. I did it with a friend of mine, a great friend of mine, who is Nito. I knew him even before Stradale opened. Then Eurotune was established, and we became close friends. I decided to map it at Eurotune. Their remap is from Puts. Now I forgot the name. Their map is from PERFORTECH. So my Audi A3 today runs with a map from PERFORTECH. What do I have to say after a year? After a year with the map from PERFORTECH made by Nito at Eurotune? I didn't have any problems. The car functions perfectly. I have nothing to complain about. I didn't have any turbine issues, engine issues, or any other sort of problem with the car. The car functions perfectly, no problems, no headaches, because if there were any problems, obviously I would tell you here, right? My car can be considered as a standard and not at the same time, because we can try to use it as a standard since I got it brand new. I'm the sole owner. I really know all the maintenance that was done on the car. That's a huge advantage, right? Especially for a remap in a car where you are sure of the maintenance that was carried out, the life of the car, how well or poorly the car was treated, or even if the car was poorly treated but always kept its inspections there. in case of this car, it's always been like this. I've always used it a lot. I use it on a daily basis. I use it to go, I've been on track days with it. I accelerate a lot with the car. But it's that thing, we have to use the car a lot, both to accelerate and for everyday life. But the most important thing above all is to keep maintenance up to date. And this car here, in my case, I have the entire maintenance history because I bought it at 0 kilometers. So you can say that it's a reliable car and that the map is very good as well. I've never had a problem with any warning lights coming on. I've never had a problem with the car going into emergency mode or having a problem with the gearbox or anything like that. The car has always been excellent with the PERFORTECH map made by Eurotune, and I've never had any problems. Thank God for the great work they offer on the map. The great work they offer. And moving on, right? Just adding here for you. The car today runs with a complete exhaust, completely made by Navega exhaust. So it has a 3-inch Asinox downpipe without catalytic converter from end to end. And it also has, you know, there's also the issue of the entire 3-inch Asinox catchback with 2 RF brand mufflers. Alright folks, moving on, we also have a few more things. I have the carbon fiber APR intake that I installed practically when I bought the car. So practically since 0 miles, it has always run with a carbon fiber APR intake. In addition to the carbon fiber APR intake, the catchback, right, the download pipe, everything is 3 inches. It's Asinox. We have it. It has the muffler delete, the inlet 2, and the horse pipe, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what people call it. It's that pipe that connects the filter, the mouth of the larger turbine too. So this is the setup of my car. It's stage 2. When we made the map, we measured it on the dyno at the time, and we managed to extract there. We managed to extract from the car using regular gasoline. That's a question of 280 wheel horsepower, all right? It was 282 and some decimal. I rounded it to 280 because 2 horses won't make that much of a difference, all right? So let's round it up. It was 280 wheel horsepower, and it turned out, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong because I don't remember exactly, but if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 49 and a bit decimal torque. So 49 and some decimal. Let's round it up to 50 torque to make it easier. All right, so 50 torque, 280. HP means horsepower. Okay, I don't usually discuss engines because their power is always estimated, not real. To truly measure engine power, you need to take it out of the car, put it on a bench, connect it directly to the engine shaft, and measure it directly on the engine. Wheel power measures at the wheels. Therefore, what's on top of the dynamometer roller are the car's wheels, which is why it's called measured wheel power, because the wheels are on top of the roller, and there's also no correction. This is important because some people use correction while others don't. It's estimated. For example, 280 might be approximately 300 engine horsepower. However, I don't really like to talk about power. Engine power is always an estimate, and we can never really be sure. Everyone calculates it differently. Some people add an extra 10%, others add 15%, some even add 20% or more to inflate the value. They say it represents more power that could be sold. I don't agree with this. I think true power is measured at the wheels without any correction. Besides that, there's really no issue with the car. I always use Motu 8100 oil for maintenance and will keep using it, or even a higher grade oil if I have the chance. Even after the factory warranty expires, the 8100 motorcycle is always there. Normal cleaning and maintenance include changing the disc. Changing brake pads is necessary. The car is almost 7 years old and doesn't get driven much. It has approximately 49 to 50,000 kilometers on it. I don't drive a lot, but when I do, I push the car. Most of the time, I'm also accelerating the car. That's what I wanted to share. Let me show you a quick acceleration so you can see the results. Except for today, we're stuck in traffic again. I also forgot to mention that our map includes the issue of overflows during reductions. You know, those bubbles that pop. These bubbles are called burbles, which I think are cooler and nicer looking than those popping sounds from Mini Coopers that pop forever. I much prefer these burbles to the single, really loud pop some cars make. I think these burbles on the exhaust are prettier and more pleasing to the ear. There's even a jet skier behind us wanting to play, but we're recording right now, so it's a no-go. After remapping my car for a year, my thoughts are that I really liked the map. It didn't give me any problems. I always drove as fast as I wanted without worrying about anything. The car's running perfectly with no issues. That's all I wanted to share, my experience after a year of remapping. What was the quality, and did it cause any problems? I hope you found this information helpful, especially if you're considering a PERFORTECH remap or a remap from a tuning company that works with PERFORTECH or NeuroTune maps. Here's a testimonial from an actual PERFORTECH map user. After using it for over a year, accelerating on track days and doing a lot of things, there's absolutely no problems with my car. Everything runs perfectly. Zero headaches, zero problems, everything's beautiful.